camps like I've described, or the Yucatan, where we're doing this with Mayan villages. Families all over the world. We're producing these incredibly well-educated kids who are kind and gentle and are good friends and good mothers and fathers.
So, 40 plus years as headmaster, what have you learned? How you were able to maintain this longevity? How you recruit your student and parents?
Well, it takes a very odd parent to pay for something they can get for free. And it's very hard as the head of an organization, the Montessori Foundation, that tries to get public Montessori schools to be strong. It's hard to get a parent to want something different. It's hard to get a teacher who's been raised in a traditional method to do something different. And it's hard to get a school system to allow them to do something different. So we keep going back to basics. To me, it's common sense. Anyone who has ever had more than 2 kids knows each one of those kids was a different human being. They all learn differently. They learn in different ways. When you get in front of a class and think that you can teach the same lesson to 10 kids, 15 kids, 25 kids, 40 kids, and that they're all going to get it, you're kidding yourself. That's not the way it really works. You can make them sit there. I can teach my dog to whistle, but I can't make him whistle.
That's right.
I can give a lesson, a lecture, make him read a book, make him write a paper. Not the dog. That ain't going to work. He's going to fail. Because that's the old joke. 2 kids walking down the country lane with a dog. He says, I taught my dog to whistle last night. He said, that's great, friend says. How'd it work out? He failed. He can't do it. He's a lousy student. So the long and short is we believe what we're talking about is just common sense. We have taken what used to be a high school education, now we call it a college education, which doesn't mean that colleges don't do important work and the kids that come out of college aren't good. But the average kid in America, we send more kids to college than any other country in the world, as far as I know. The average kid in America will get to college in their first week, and they will get in a room, and someone will give them a lecture intended to scare them. And they say, gentlemen, ladies, look to your right, look to your left. In 4 years, person on either side of you will not be here. Almost everyone I talk to says, yep, I heard that. And the actual statistics suggest it's much worse than that. It could take people sometimes 11 years to finish a college degree.
Right.
And there's so many jobs that don't really pay off from a college degree. I mean, a guy is a good brick mason or a plumber or electrician, I mean, can make more money than the average person. So the real issue is everyone really ought to be well educated. The idea, this prejudice about only athletes and white-collar workers have value, this is just silly. Doctors, I think a doctorate is a highly overrated thing. It's intended for people who want to be college professors. We've devalued that too, so that every principal needs to have an EED. Lifelong learning is a good thing. Just taking a course to get a grade, to earn a credit, and forget it, to earn a diploma that you're going to hang on the wall because it's going to get you a better job, a lot of times what we end up with is debt. And part of what we try to teach Montessori kids is get the best education you can. Invest when you're young. Those are the years when it pays off. Because if you do that, by the time you're ready to go to college, you won't be begging the colleges to take you.
They will take you.
They'll be looking for you because you're exactly the kind of student they want.
Right.
And that's what we see at a place like Newgate. They're not the best and the brightest children in Sarasota. But in the years since that school started, I only know of one child that did not go to college, and that child's the most successful kid of all. He knew what he wanted to do in Nashville. He went out and he did it. God bless him.
Wow.
But to me, it's really not about what most people focus on are the wrong things. What you own, that can all be washed away in one recession. What matters is who are you? What kind of person are you? How are you with your children? How are you with the people you love? What kind of employer are you? What kind of partner are you? What kind of employee are you? Our goal is to change the world. It's not just to produce kids that read well. We do that too. But it's the kind of child, which is going back full circle to why Anne Frank, the little Dutch girl that is so famous for her diary, is the beloved symbol not only of survivors of the Holocaust, and she did not, of course, survive the Holocaust, but she was a Montessori child from the time she was 3.
Right.
And she's our sort of quintessential Montessori child. Kind, gentle, brilliant, wise beyond her years, which is why her diary continues to be so famous to this day.
So now this subject is so large and interesting. We're running out of time. But I have one more question for you. Is the event of this cell phone, iPad technology, is this affecting the new teaching of Montessori at all, or you're enhancing or you're accommodating or incorporating this into?
Well, I think that every human being since 2007 and the first smartphone came out both got a supercomputer in their pocket, and their lives changed because we've lost connection to the person right in front of us because we're constantly tending to be interrupted day and night by things trying to grab our attention. The bottom line is it's here. Can't make it go away, and there's much good. I mean, it's a much more powerful computer than they had on Apollo 11 going to the moon.
Sure.
I think that using it as a teaching tool, probably not so much. It's got its place, but to us, the hand, direct experience, trial and error, learning from mistakes, learning from a kid a little bit older than you, learning from your parents, your rabbi, your priest, your soccer coach, your tennis coach, doing internships in radio stations. These are the lessons that tend to last.
Right.
So to me, whiteboards, smart boards, all this digital technology that everyone is buying and selling, to me it's mostly distraction from what's important. The greatest teachers who have ever lived, the Buddha, Christ, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, these people didn't have fancy stuff. They had a tree, they had a field, they had a mount, they had a marketplace, they had the woods. People learn by doing.
Good. CQ Radio here. Note our guest, great guest, is Tim Selden, I would say the father of the U.S. Montessori Foundation. Tim, we so appreciate your presence here, and we got 2 minutes. We want you to conclude this, to reach out to people who are interested in having children or worry about taking their student or their kids to proper school. The New Gate is right here in Sarasota, and Tim is the headmaster of it. Tim, can you give over the line, over the radio, the phone number, the email, the address, the website, and also close out for us, please.
Well, I represent 3 organizations. The Montessori Foundation is an international think tank that moved here from Washington, D.C. because we love Sarasota, passionately love it. The website is montessori.org, and from there you can get the 800 number and so forth. You feel free to call it, but the website is rich. Our lab school is a local Montessori school that we adopted. It was founded around the time of the Center for Education where your children went. It's a sister school. It's not the biggest Montessori school in the world, but it's the one that we took over to keep us grounded in the real work of Montessori. It's the Newgate School. Its website is Newgate. By the way, Newgate stands for New GATE, Global Awareness Through Education. The website is newgate.edu. Edu normally means university,
Right.
which tells you something. And it goes from toddlers through International Baccalaureate Diploma, 12th grade.
Right.
And its number is 941-922-4949. And finally, we don't believe in changing anybody. We realize that most people have their kids at a place that works for their kids. And if it isn't broken, don't fix it.
I'll fix it.
But if you're interested in learning more, we're always happy to talk. And if you fall in love with it, we're happy to talk about maybe that it would be the right school for your child. But we won't try to change you.
Thank you so much, our great guest, Tim Selden, and we may have to bring him back. He's got so much knowledge. Thanks to Sekou Radio listeners, and to be continued. Thanks again.